Niners, baby! Once again gets the dub, 27-14 over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Not an amazing team by any stretch of the imagination, but they're pretty good. They're in their division race. Baker Mayfield's been balling out this year, and they still have Mike Evans, and they still have Chris Godwin, and Levante David, and Devin White, and Shaquille Barrett, and Antoine Winfield Jr., and Tristan Wirf, and Vita Vea. I mean, they have big name studs on that squad. They just so happen to be 4-6 now. But you know, this one stud that really took them down today, that really diced them up and did something for my Niners that no quarterback in a Niner uniform has done since 1989. And you know who that was, Mr. Joe Montana. Brock Purdy had a pretty good day today. So that's how we need to open up this video, and we need to talk about my guy Brock, because he had a perfect passer rating of 158.3. That's as high as you can get. All he did was complete passes down the field, one of which being 76 yards to Brandon Aiyuk down the left sideline. Beautiful strike for a TD, but he was overall 21 of 25 for 333 yards, 3 touchdowns, no pick, perfect passer rating, and he saw the field amazingly. He led our team on a 98-yard drive. He also led our team on another 70-plus yard drive. Both of those were in the second half, and the more I watch Brock, the more I believe in him. He throws the ball downfield. He throws it accurately. He runs if he has to. He had a couple of runs today for 16 yards. And he juked a couple of guys and got around the edge there at the end of the game. And I'm just like, Brock got wheels. He showed his mobility. He showed his arm accuracy. He showed his arm strength. He continually shows off his vision and his processing power and his ability to stay in the pocket when there's pressure in his face and put the ball on the money. It's insane how it doesn't matter who's coming at him, and they're literally right here. He will stand in there and fling it to who he's got to fling it into and throw it over defenders and drop it into a bucket. It's fantastic. So Brock, congratulations, bro. That's amazing. I can't wait to watch like ESPN and FS1 and all the things this week and to see who still continually hates on my boy Brock Purdy. I'm going to assume it's Nick Wright. Let's be honest. Nick Wright doesn't like the Niners or Brock Purdy. We know this. Other individual stats we need to talk about. Christian McCaffrey, 78 rushing yards. He also had 25 receiving yards and a touchdown. So once again, over 100 total yards. And he got into the end zone this week. Love it. Elijah Mitchell, he only had 4 carries for 24 yards, but those carries were significant. He was dragging dudes. And still 4 for 24. That's awesome. I know it's just a little blip in the midst of all the yardage and everything that we did today, but it just showed me that we have another running back, because I know JP Mason can do it, but we have another running back that's getting his confidence back, because Elijah, the one year, like 2 years ago, he was just a couple yards away from 1,000. He just needed his mojo back. He just needed a little bit of confidence that he can still do it, because we can't just drive Christian into the ground. You know, we just can't grind him out to the point where he just has nothing left. Even though he would probably want it that way because he's a competitor, we still have 2 running backs behind him that are very, very capable. So it's forever good to see those kind of things. And then our receivers, Brandon Aiyuk, have yourself a day, my good sir. 5 catches for 156 and a tutty. George Kittle, 8 catches for 89 and a tutty. Deebo Samuel, 3 catches for 63. And like I already said, McCaffrey, 5 for 25 and a touchdown. So good day all around, receiving wise. Literally only 4 people caught a pass for the Niners. And guess what? When those 4 are Aiyuk, Deebo, Kittle, and Christian, we don't need anything else. That's ridiculous. And if you look at our defense, let's talk about that now. Our defense was swarming Baker Mayfield all day long. Not to mention their defense was kind of doing that to Brock Purdy too, because Brock did get sacked 4 times. So offensive line, hello, help my guy, please. But like I already named, like Shaquille Barrett and Vita Vea, like they had guys on their defensive front that were heavy hitters. They're coming at you. They're no slouches. They got some holes. They got some problems over there. Tampa Bay's not a bad team. just not a great team. But our defense, we got to Baker Mayfield 4 times. And Baker, threw 29 of 45. Like, they were just flinging it with Baker. But still only 246 yards, a touchdown and an interception. He had 6 dropped interceptions literally in our hands. Ugh. And it wasn't even just like, we tipped a little bit. Like, 6 dropped interceptions we had today. Golly. And Hufanga hurt his right knee on a pass out. It was to the right side. Was that Ricard White that caught that ball? I do believe so. But he hit him with a little 1-2. And Hufanga's knee, it just didn't, it looked like it could be bad. I hope it was just a sprain, but at bare minimum, a hyperextension, like just, I don't know. Please pray for Talanoa Hufanga because it didn't look great. But the crazy thing is, Jair Brown came into the game, our rookie out of Penn State, who played a little bit of in the early parts of the season. But then, we have Gibson, and Gibson's a beast. He's a ball hawk. And Gibson has, solidified that spot. Him and Hufanga back there. But Hufanga went out, so Gibson had to come in. And Jair Brown came in and gave up a big play, first play. After that, he had 2 pass breakups and an interception. And he was covering Mike Evans out here. So he did really good in a moment where we needed him. And you know what? I think overall our secondary did pretty well. There's a couple of balls underneath that we were allowing for sure. Baker Mayfield was in a rhythm in the second half, and he was completing pass after pass after pass. I think there was a stretch where he completed 8 or 9 straight passes, and I'm just like, can we stop? But it's not like he was driving the ball down the field and we just couldn't stop it. It was literally underneath routes, and we were just letting them tick time off the clock. They had a 17-play drive where they converted a 4th down and everything, and they didn't get any points. So please do take all that time off the clock and not have any points, and you're still down 2 scores. Thank you. I think our secondary played pretty daggone well today, honestly. There was a few balls that the Tampa Bay receivers dropped, or it was super close and then we knocked it out. So I'm like, maybe a better receiver brings that in, and then the game is like a 1-score game in crunch time. I don't know. But all I do know is we did knock it out, and they didn't catch it, and we did drop 6 interceptions between Fred Warner, between Dre Greenlaw, between Travarius Ward. I mean, we were just dropping interceptions all over the place. That means we were actually there. That means we were making good plays on the ball. We were sending Isaiah Oliver on the nickel blitz, which was putting forth more pressure on Baker Mayfield than he could handle, which was awesome. Fred Warner, daddy out here. he's like the papa. And everybody else is like a child to him. He was just playing with the Tampa Bay offense. It was insane just seeing him go everywhere and do all the things. Knock the ball out on that one Bosa sack or tackle. I don't know if that was technically a sack, but Fred knocked the ball out, and then Farrell scooped it up underneath the pile. But Eric Armstead got a sack. Bosa, Chase Young, Dre and Fred both got to the quarterback. Javon Hargrave was continually pushing his person back to Baker, as was Javon Kinlaw. I mean, our D-line is like 6, 7, 8 deep, and they were all making an impact today. It's a fantastic thing. The one thing I did see is our special teams take some really bad angles and make some bonehead plays, and it allowed Tampa to have like that big 40, 50-yard punt return to get down back inside the 10-yard line, of which they didn't do anything with, thankfully. But bad angles, bad punt. It was just overall bad play. It seemed like that happened a couple of times because we didn't punt too much, but got to definitely clean up that special teams work because that's a phase of the game where other better teams will get you. We could still be better on 3rd down. We were only 4 of 10. I just simply don't like that. It's 2 weeks in a row that stood out to me, and I'm just like, okay, we're about to play Seattle on Thanksgiving. We're about to play Philly at their place in 2 weeks, and then thankfully we're going to have a 10-day rest. Well, it's not really rest, but just an extended week to prepare. And then Seattle again. So There's a sandwich of games right there where I'm just hoping and praying that we can be 2-1, and one of those wins is Philly. If we can split with Seattle and beat Philly, fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Like, I want to win all three of them, obviously. I don't want to ever lose again. I hate losing, period. I don't want to lose in checkers, let alone watching my 49ers lose. But if we could just take some momentum into Philly and beat Philly here in a couple of weeks, whoo, buddy, we need it so badly. So come on, Niners. Come on. These little things like third down efficiency, got to get better at it. Better angles on special teams, got to get better at it. Our offense is firing. Our defense is firing. These other little things within the midst of that, we got a week to get that fixed. And then we got Philly. That's all I can say. But I'll end this video how I started it. Brock Purdy. Brock freaking Purdy. He now has over 2,600 yards and 18 touchdowns this year. On pace to have over 4,000 yards and over 30 touchdowns this year. Amazing stat line for somebody that just went over the 1 year mark in regular season starts. Like, he just did it. He just went over that mark. And he has the highest QB rating in the league, the highest QBR, the best pass efficiency stats, and the best yards per attempt. And now he has 2,600 yards this year, 18 touchdowns, 5 picks. I love the fact that Brock Purdy is our freaking quarterback. Let's go. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any comments, questions, or you just want to talk foosball down below, comment it down below, and I'll talk to you. Peace.